Following the official release of the SDXL 1.0 motor by the Stability AI team, the eagerly awaited addition was the incorporation of the ControlNet function. This new functionality has been made feasible through the introduction of the ControlNet Canny function. With this official unveiling, the true capabilities of SDXL can now be fully unlocked through the seamless integration of ControlNet. However, the timeline for the release of other ControlNet components remains uncertain. But what if I were to tell you that we already possess all the necessary tools? The SDXL 1.0 motor can seamlessly collaborate with any ControlNet. Do you find that hard to believe? Let me explain how it's done. Hello my friends, and welcome back to TubeU channel. Whether you are working with the SDXL motor or the SD 1.5 motor, the fundamental objectives remains consistent. To first generate a high-quality image as a foundation. This image then serves as the starting point for applying ControlNet or other methods to modify it, before finally upscaling it into a finished masterpiece. I discussed this process in the previous video. The idea is to generate a strong foundation using the SDXL motor, then employ the image-to-image function to manipulate the images, and finally upscale to the desired output. This entire process can be executed using either SD Web UI Automatic 1111 or Config UI. However, the reason many of us are eagerly awaiting ControlNet for SDXL is to simplify the entire process. We envision setting up the parameters, click a Generate button, and receiving the polished results without complex multi-step interventions. I attempt using Config UI to jump directly to the final step. Unfortunately, I encountered some challenges, and I'm uncertain about the root cause. But today, I'm unveiling a change that occurred. It might have gone unnoticed by most, or some might have recognized it, but choose not to share it. I'm here to shed light on this, and provide a straightforward solution. Let's dive into Config UI. You can follow the same process I outlined in my early video. Or if you are not familiar, you can simply download the provided JSON or PNG files linked in the description below. Load the chosen file into Config UI. First, we try SDXL ControlNet image.json. Load the image file you want to use as ControlNet sample. Keep the other parameters consistent. This commences our experiment by initiating the use of the standard SDXL ControlNet. Set the SDXL base motor as the checkpoint motor file. Make a slight modification to the ControlNet sample image by adjusting the eye color and hair color. If all the configurations are correctly established, it should seamlessly operate, as demonstrated in the early video. However, please be prepared for a relatively extended processing time. In my case, it took approximately 260 seconds. The resultant image aligns precisely with our expectations, with the eye and the hair color changed as intended. If you encounter any issues, ensure that your ControlNet motor in the designated directory. For comprehensive guidelines, please check my previous video. Now let's switch to an older ControlNet motor using the same canning function. Be cautious, as the ControlNet list even contains the older 1.0 versions. We will employ the SD 1.5 motor, reserving the final slot for our SDXL 1.0 motor. When we do so, we encounter an error message. To rectify this, let's adjust the checkpoint file to the older SD version 1.5, such as using Putgen X34. With this modification, everything appears to be functioning as expected. The image reflects altered eye and hair colors, and the image generation speed is very fast. Only took 22 seconds. It seems that the old version ControlNet Canny function works very well with the new SDXL ControlNet Canny function. Now let's explore another ControlNet motor, such as IP2P. While most aspects work seamlessly, one notable difference arises in the final output image. This can be attributed to IP2P's influence on pixel-to-pixel, potentially leading to the structural similarities. In the generated image, this time the speed even faster. It only took 15 seconds. Now let's switch up the positive prompt. This time, the resulting image bears no direct resemblance to the input image. Interestingly, it appears that the SDXL ControlNet Canny function serves as a precursor for the older Virgin Canny function. This raises a question: why not employ the image directly? This time around, the process feels very much like using the older version of ControlNet. All aspects are functioning seamlessly. Let's move to another sample. This particular experiment closely resembles the approach seen on the Stability AI homepage. What are your thoughts on this? By the way, the image generation speed is remarkably swift, taking just 21 seconds to complete the task. Now let's explore whether it's possible to apply ControlNet to an image generated solely with the SDXL model. To do this, we will revisit the scenario where I previously encountered difficulties. Start by loading the PNG file I provided earlier. Then link the refined image directly as the ControlNet input image. Shift the Canny ControlNet to the older 1.5 version. If I still use the SDXL base model as a checkpoint file, it will give me an error message. Then I change the checkpoint file to an old version SD version 1.5. For instance, let's use DreamShape version 6 for a try. Remarkably, everything operates smoothly, and the generation speed is impressively fast. It took 76 seconds to finish the job. Let's continue experimenting with other ControlNet models. To expedite the process, I have fixed the base model and the refined model seeds. Consequently, these two images remain constant. Also, I switch off the 4x upscale function. We now have the ability to switch between different ControlNet models. Unfinished or erroneous parts are clearly marked in red. However, Config UI will continue with the other processes until it reaches these error or incomplete sections. This highlights the remarkable flexibility of Config UI. You can leave these unfinished parts untouched without disturbing other normal processes. Moreover, you can directly utilize the generated image as an input for the old ControlNet. Simply connect the output image directly to the ControlNet input. Remember, always use the checkpoint of the same version. This ensures everything proceeds smoothly. We can clearly observe that we are now able to seamlessly utilize the SDXL 1.0 model in conjunction with the older version 1.5 ControlNet model. This signifies that we indeed possess all the necessary tools at our disposal. While I cannot confirm if this is the inaugural attempt at employing these methods, I trust that this overview has shed light on the possibilities and complexities of integrating ControlNet with the SDXL 1.0 model. Stay tuned for further coming updates and deeper insights into this exciting development. If you're enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching.